Okay. Before we begin, we need to have a little talk. Just for a second. So, welcome to the stream. This is going to be a fight night. There's going to be, Star Wars The Jedi game, Fallen I Can't Get Up game. And also, I'm going to play Call of Duty Current Warfare because I don't know. I guess I like punishment. However, before we do anything, Valve made a tweet saying, well, I'll read it for you. I figure a lot of people are going to want to know my thoughts on this, and they have already asked. So, it says, we're excited to reveal Half-Life Alyx, our flagship VR game, this Thursday at 10 a.m. Pacific time. Can't wait to share it with you all. What? In what world do we live in where Valve is announcing a video game? Well, okay. That's their only tweet, by the way. They just started that account in June and then made this tweet now. So really, really, really weird, but okay. We need to talk about this for just a second because this is a very interesting thing in that I just played Half-Life 2 beta stuff and now we're getting a Half-Life game. I had nothing to do with this. People in chat are saying for the 1% of people who own a VR headset. Well, 1.5 maybe. All right, the point is that this is something that I think is very interesting because Valve is releasing a game and that is a good thing. My response to the tweet was LOL, which some people got upset with. I just want to point out, you don't have to get upset at a tweet just saying LOL, but if you do, that sucks. I can't help but find this really funny because we haven't heard a peep out of Valve in relation to video games aside from Counter-Strike updates and a couple minor things, and now we're getting a Half-Life VR full treatment. I don't know what this is going to be. I've had a number of people say, Vinny, aren't you following the leaks? I'm not, because I've heard for years about Half-Life leaks or Left 4 Dead stuff, and I don't really know what any of that is or if it's valid. So I have not been following any of the leaks, but I can say that I don't have VR, and I'm a little biased because I don't think I love VR right now. So hearing about a Half-Life game that's exclusively for VR is going to be a little weird. People are making fully modeled jokes in chat. I don't know what any of that's about. No idea what that's about. Well, we don't know for sure if it's exclusive to VR, but it seems as if this is something that they're going to be making. They're trying to do something special for VR to promote Index and also maybe to push the medium forward. I don't think that's a terrible idea. It's weird that it's Half-Life. This is the first Half-Life announcement we've had in years. In some ways, though, I have to say this is maybe a good idea because it feels like this could be their Metroid Prime Federation Force. And I don't mean that in a bad way. What I mean is this could be a good way to dip their feet back in with the Half-Life franchise. I was thinking about this the other day, too. It will be good for Valve to release something Half-Life related, even if it's small, even if it's poop. And that way people are like, okay, well, there's a Half-Life thing and it's not that great. And that way, if they ever do a Half-Life 3, the expectations are down a bit. There's already a Half-Life game floating around in the ether, and it's something that they can do to just get people's attention on that, and then at lower expectations a little all around. I don't know if that's a good idea. It just feels like something that could work. Maybe this will be amazing. Once upon a time, I would call Valve one of my top video game companies ever. And lately, I just don't know the way that company is running. It's like Willie Nelson is smoking everyone up, and they don't know how to work on projects properly. So whatever the hell is going on in that office, it looks like they managed to get enough people together to make a Half-Life game for VR. starring Alyx. Great. We'll find out Thursday what it's about. So, as someone who doesn't really care for VR, I can tell you that I am not very excited about this. I'm interested. Maybe this will be such an amazing innovation that, I'll have to check out some VR in the future. That said, I played Half-Life 2 using an Oculus DK2, and that made me sick. And I also know that one of the reasons that you teleport around in a lot of VR games is because there is a percentage of people that will put on the VR headset and their character will be moving very quickly and they will get sick. I'm one of those people. Hello, I suck. God damn it, brain. Why can't you be a better brain? But, a lot of people apparently have that, and that's why they're trying to figure out the locomotion idea. And also, you move around in real space, you can teleport, and then you can, interact with things. So is this an interactive story? Is this a shooting gallery? Do you teleport? Do you move around like Gordon Freeman in your own house? So many questions. Maybe it's something completely different. Maybe Valve cracked the code and this could be a big moment for VR. We shall see. I need that push if I'm going to get into VR because I'm not that interested. Weird announcement. And yes, there are leaks. I don't know about any of those. I, implore you, check them out if you want or not. But yeah, who knows? Maybe this is the start of more games from Valve. Again, I refer to my tweet. LOL. That's really that sums it up. This is funny. It's weird. Caught me off guard. Let's hope for the best. Okay, let's play video game. Hope you're doing good. Google Stadia reviews? What's going on with Google Stadia reviews? Vinny, you're announcing the streams in your personal account now. Yes, I am, for now. The tweet system is broken currently, the login, and I'm too lazy to log into Twitter properly. Okay, give me just 1 second and we will have a video game on the screen. Which, can you believe it? We're 8.5 minutes into the stream and we're finally going to get a video game. But first it has to log into Origin. Oh, there's an update. There was no update on Steam, but now Origin needs to update the game. All right, well, we've got about 3 minutes, I'd say, so why don't we talk about Stadia? Apparently, it's not good. Apparently, the streaming quality... I saw a comparison image between Red Dead Redemption 2, Stadia version, and Xbox One X version, and the Stadia version looked like shit. Apparently, the input lag is not good. Is Half-Life Alyx coming to Stadia? I don't think so. Who could have guessed it was shit? This is only the beginning of this technology. You know, in about 3 years, 4 years, it's going to be like much more perfected, and I think people are going to actually be okay with using it. The idea of buying a game and playing it instantly is going to be very appealing for people. And for some games, they won't notice the input delay. For real gamers like us, we, of course, are going to bitch and moan about it, which is fine because you don't own the game. I'm not a fan of streaming. And well, that's a funny statement to make, huh? God, gosh, I don't love the idea of streaming video games live on the internet on Twitch to an audience of people, is what I meant to say. But the Stadia thing sounds great. No, I think Stadia is definitely the first step to the dark side if used incorrectly. Like I said, comes to owning games versus actually playing games, and some people don't care about owning them and they just want to play them. But then let's say the service is removed, you just spent $60 on a game you can no longer play, or if you don't have internet, or if their servers are down. I mean, there's a lot of variables, and I think Stadia is just trying to push this technology out the door, much like Oculus pushed VR out the door, even if it was in a kind of a crusty state, and it led to better things down the road. But now, I would not spend 1,000 pennies on Stadia, which is how much it costs for a subscription, which gets you an upscaled 1080p or whatever 4K. It's apparently they just upscale it. So no thanks. Okay, Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order is preparing currently. Someone said Space Sekiro. It's downloading another update. Wow. Wow. If only I could have been doing this while talking about Half-Life Alyx. Someone said, please don't buy stuff you can't physically open. Well, I can't physically open digital games, but at least I feel like I own them. People buy games on Steam. There's you can't physically open a cat. I mean, I get what you're trying to say. I get it, but I don't mind if I'm buying a game digitally, if I get to keep the files and download the game at a later time if I lose the files. That's one. However, my favorite game company, who likes to fuck us, has taken my money several times for Super Metroid that I can no longer just download. Now, granted, it's on their streaming service for their $10 or $20 a year online service. But think about buying Super Metroid on the 3DS, then on the Wii, then on the Wii U, and then no longer owning it after buying it 3 times and hoping that it would come to the streaming service, which it did. But think about all the other games that you purchased on Nintendo's Virtual Console that you can no longer play. Not good. And I will be the first to say I love Nintendo, but please, Nintendo, stop that. Hundreds of dollars they probably have of mine from Virtual Console stuff, and that's not good. So that's what's worrying about this. Nintendo is, weirdly enough, proof that even just owning a digital game isn't good enough sometimes. Who knows if anyone's ever going to be able to play those games again in a world without emulation, which luckily we don't live in that world. Someone said, I just used my original copy of Super Metroid. Boy, I wish I could do that. Mine broke. Mine wouldn't get past the title screen. I had to trash it. That was years ago, though. I'm over it. Maybe not. Maybe not entirely over it.